Good morning, ma. Am I audible, ma? Okay, ma. My PPT is visible? Okay, ma. So, good morning to all. Okay. We are going to start our class from the previous class itself. Okay, started from the previous class itself. Okay, so already we saw about what is top-down design. Okay, so whenever we want to design it, that time we are using the design. Okay, that time we are using the top-down design approach. Okay, actually for any algorithm design, either we can follow the top-down approach or bottom-up approach. Okay, we are using the top-down approach or bottom-up approach. Okay, so in top-down approach, a complex problem can be divided into small problems or sub-problems. Okay, a complex problem can be divided into small sub-problems. And then once we can divide the problem. Okay, after dividing the problem, we are trying to find that is if a problem is very big, we are subdivide into a small problem. Okay, and maybe the sub problem also somewhat complex. Okay, the sub problem also somewhat complex. At that time we are trying to subdivide the same problem into multiple sub problems. Okay, so until to get the easy problem, we are going to divide our problem. Okay, that's the main approach of uh, top down approach. Okay, that's a way we are trying to solve the problem. Okay, so once we can divide the problem. Okay, when we can move to the that is the simplest problem, we are trying to find the solution for the simplest problem. Okay, then finally after finishing all our task, we will go back and also combine all the solution. That should be a solution for our complex problem. Okay, that should be a solution for our complex problem. Okay, this is general view about top-down approach. Okay, so whenever we are going to use this approach to our problem solving, okay, whenever we are going to use this approach to our problem solving, okay, that time, okay, we should focus on few points. Okay, there is a need to focus on few points. Okay, so already we listed all those 6 points. Okay, already listed all the 6 points. Okay, so first thing, there is a need for to breaking a problem into sub problem. Okay, that's the main concept of our top down approach. Okay, then there is a need to choose the suitable data structure. Okay, we know different type of data structures to store the data. Okay, to store the data. Okay, so already we know about the data structure. Okay, and we know the merits and drawbacks of our merits and demerits of our specific data structure. Based on our current requirement, we should select any one. Okay, based on our current requirement or based on our need, we should select any one. Okay, then once we can select the data structure, then we can go for the construction of loops. Okay, so anyway, whenever we are going to solve any problem, it's required some repetition steps. Okay, we are performing some steps repeatedly inside our program. Okay, so there is a need to construct a loop to repeat the steps. There is a need to use some loops to repeat those steps. Okay, so there is a need to construct the loops. Okay, so we have 3 different types of loops, and which loop should be supported for the current problem. Okay, to select which loop is too convenient for the current problem. Okay, that is too important. Okay, then establishing the initial condition for loop. Okay, then there is a need to um, find the initial condition, okay, where we should start our counter variable. Okay, that is initialization of our loop variable. Okay, then iterative construct. Okay, maybe our loop should be incremented by 1 or incremented by 2 or incremented by 5 or incremented by 100. Okay, it depends upon our requirement. Okay, it depends upon our requirement. Okay, so there is a need to find the iterative construct. Okay, then there is a need to find the termination of our loop. Okay, when we are going to stop, okay, when we are going to stop our loop. Okay, so this is termination of loop. Okay, so there is a need to focus on these 6 points while we are trying to create a problem, try to solve a problem using top down approach. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, okay, so first one is breaking a problem into sub problems. Okay, breaking a problem into sub problems. Okay, already I told, okay, a big problem can be divided into multiple small problem. Okay, multiple small problem. Okay, let's see the picture. Okay, top level problem, this is a complex one. Okay, that should be divided into level 2. Okay, and that should be less complex than the top level. Okay, because level 2 problems are divided from our top level, so that difficulty can be splitted into multiple small complex problem. Okay, so whenever we can try specific problem, okay, whenever we are trying to solve that specific problem, still it should be complex, we will move with the next level. Okay, then we will move with the next level. Okay, so level 3 problems, they are all less complex than the level 2. Okay. If the level 3 also too complex, then we will move to the level 4. Okay, if the level 4 problem is somewhat less complex, okay, just we have solved the problem. Okay, maybe level 4 also complex, we will move with the level 5, that is we have subdivide our level 4 problem into level 5 problem. Okay, probably when we are reached the level 5, the problem complexity can be reduced. Okay, the problem complexity can be automatically reduced when we are reached the level 5. Okay, when we are reached the level 5. Okay, so this is breaking the problem into sub problems. Okay, okay, let's see an example for dividing a problem into multiple levels. Okay, okay, so my problem is draw a figure. Okay, I'm expecting to draw some figures. Okay, okay, so how okay, figures, maybe whenever we can say simple word draw a figure or picture. Okay, we don't know whether we are representing the mathematical shapes or artwork. Okay, no one can decide it. Okay, so the original problem can be divided into next level into multiple sub problems. Okay, so maybe the complex problem, okay, that is draw a figure, can be divided into it should be supported to draw a circle, triangle, okay, or draw a intersecting lines. Okay, all these are somewhat shapes. Okay, all these are somewhat shapes. Okay, so draw a circle. Okay, whenever we want to draw the circle, we should know the center point and also radius. Okay. When we know these two values, automatically we can draw the circle. Okay, no need. Okay, okay, whenever we are going to draw the triangle, okay, whenever we are going to draw the triangle, here triangle, it contains 3 sides. Okay, one is called as base. Okay, anyway, one is called as base, another 2 are sides. Okay, so that side should be known as intersecting lines. Okay, likewise we are divide our problem. Okay, likewise we are divide our problem. Okay, so when we can classify the problem into level 2, okay, from that you can find, we can draw any shapes. Okay, we can draw any shapes. Okay, so draw intersecting lines. Okay, that should be supported to us to draw star, square, rectangle. Okay, in level 1, draw intersecting lines itself solved. Okay, so we using that path, we can draw square, rectangle, okay, parabola, okay, whatever things we want. Okay, we can draw it. Okay, so likewise we are divide our problem into multiple sub problems. Okay. Okay, ma'am. So what are the steps we are doing while we are breaking our problem into sub problems? Okay. So first thing, break them down into set of more precisely defined subtasks. The main thing is it should be somewhat detailed subtask. Okay, so that should be shown in the previous image. Okay, draw a figure is a symbol. It's a complex problem that should be subdivided into to draw the circle, okay, triangle. Maybe when we can go for parabolas or triangle square, okay, whatever may be, okay, all should be subdivided. Okay, so it should contain the leaf notes contains more details about the problem. Okay, it contains the more details. Okay, so always we should define the problem subtask. Okay, precisely define the subtask. Okay, and our subtask, main aim of our subtask is, okay, it should reach to the final goal. Okay, it should reach to the final goal. Okay, so when we are in the leaf node, okay, it should be supported to us to draw any one shape. Okay, it should be supported to us to draw any one shape. Okay, that's a main requirement. Okay, so subtask should be more accurately describe how the final goal is to be reached. Okay, how we are going to draw the shapes. Okay, one more thing, when we are subdivide our subtask, okay, then there is a need to find the relationship among those subtasks. Okay, there is a need to find the relationship among the subtasks. Okay, so if we miss that relationship, we can't to coordinate all those sub problem solutions. Okay, we can't to combine all those sub problem solutions. Okay, so whenever we are split the task into subtask, okay, problem into subtask, there is a need to find the way to interact with each other. Okay, there is a need to find the way to interact with each other. Okay, otherwise we can't to combine and get the solution for our entire problem. Okay, we can't get the solution for our entire problem. Then when we are following all these steps, okay, we can get the overall structure for our problem solution. Okay, overall structure for our problem solution. Okay, so main thing, we are breaking our problem into multiple sub problems. Okay, next one is choices of suitable data structure. Okay, choices of suitable data structure. Okay, okay, ma. Already we know about data structure. Am I right? Already we know about the data structure. Okay, okay, ma. So what are the data structures? You know. Okay, what's the use of data structure? What's the use of data structure, ma? Okay, name few data structures. Any data structure? Anyone unmute and speak? Array, stack, queue, linked list. Then two more. These are all linear data structure. Okay, non-linear. Example for non-linear data structure. Non-linear ma? Trees, maps, table. Okay, these are all non-linear data structure. Okay, so these are all okay, trees and graph. Okay, good. These are the data structures. Okay, we already learned in the subject. Okay, okay, ma. So